All right, today we are talking about engagement. Who wants more engagement on their post? Wants more comments, more likes, more saves, more shares? What else do we have? More tags, all of that. Who wants more engagement on your post? Tell me in the comments and make sure you say hi to me. I'm excited to be here. I hope you're excited to be here too. Here's the thing. I will tell you, of all the questions people ask me about Instagram or social media, where I'm like, what is your biggest struggle? I would say the number one answer is I want more engagement on my post, or I want more interaction on my post. So, okay, today I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you might not be getting a lot of engagement on your post, and I'm going to show you the solution, how to fix that. So we're going to kind of troubleshoot today of what is going to be the reason why. And it could be all the reasons, it could be just one of the reasons, but we're going to talk this through, okay? But first, before we do that, I want to have a conversation about engagement and why we want engagement on our posts. So here's the thing. I know we love to get those likes and those comments and all of that on our posts. It feels really good to get engagement. In fact, studies have shown that people that actually getting likes and shares and comments on your post actually releases dopamine in your brain. Okay, so which is that pleasure receptor. So that's why you have people who are addicted to social media, because they are addicted to the engagement. They're addicted to that approval. Here's the thing. If engagement is your only gauge of success on social media, you're looking for the wrong thing. Okay, because here's the thing. Engagement on your post for the sake of engagement means nothing. If you're just getting comments and likes on your post, and that's all you're doing, and that's your only goal, and you don't have a system for taking those likes and those comments and turning them into a customer, what's the point? Right? Like, for example, and if you've been in the mini course, I talk about this a bit in the mini course. If you haven't taken it yet, definitely you want to take that mini course, but I talk about this a bit in the mini course. But I was talking to one of our students in our academy, and she's like, Brittany, I don't know what to do. She's like, what I should be posting in my Facebook group. And she actually hired a service that was posting in her Facebook group and was posting all these engagement posts. I call them engagement bait. You know what I'm talking about. These are the posts that are like this or that, or, things nobody said in the 80s, comment below, or showing like different foods. Like, you could only have one for the rest of your life. Choose it, right? You all have seen these posts. And she's like, I'm getting a lot of engagement. I'm like, great. That's great. You're getting engagement. And I said, are they converting to customers? And she's like, no. So I want you to ask yourself this. Are you just chasing engagement for the sake of engagement, for that dopamine rush to feel like you're successful on social media? Or are you chasing engagement because you actually want these to be interested prospects, interested in your products and your business opportunity? And I'm hoping you are chasing engagement for that second one, because the thing is, what's the point? Why are you doing this? Why are you just chasing likes and comments if you're not actually converting them into sales and customers and team members and bookings, right? Do you agree with me here? Like, give me I agree with you in the comments. Let me know. Are you on board with me here that we are looking for engagement for the sake of actually converting those people into customers and team members? And so if you want to know a little bit more about how to actually convert what to do after you post, right? So I think that's one of the big questions we have. We're like, I know how to post and I get this engagement on my post, but what do I do after I post? If you want to know that system, I teach that in that free mini course. So if you haven't taken that yet, make sure you take that mini course. I teach you exactly what that looks like, because there's a process. So if you don't have a process set up after you get the engagement, you're just wasting your time here on social media, okay? So can we all agree that we are going to stop chasing engagement for the sake of engagement, and we are chasing engagement for the sake of turning that engagement into profitability for our business, okay? So let's dive into these reasons here. Reasons why you are not getting engagement, okay? So reason number 1, you're not getting engagement because you're not giving engagement, okay? So engagement is a give and take kind of thing. So I want you to remember that on social media, the whole point is to be social. These are social platforms. So first of all, the algorithm on these platforms wants you to be engaging with other people. So if you are just doing what we call post and ghost, okay, where you're just posting on there and you're hoping that people engage with you and you're not interacting with people who engage on your post and you're not interacting on other accounts, you're not going to be rewarded for that. The algorithm is going to see this person as like they just post and they don't stay on the platform because they want you on that platform. Okay, so you need to be giving engagement, not just on the people who are engaging on your post, but you need to be giving engagement to other accounts. Okay, so the solution here is you need to be giving engagement. So I recommend to you before you post, anytime before you post, okay, I want you to take 10 to 15 minutes and go engage on 10 other accounts before you post. And we call that warming up the algorithm. Go tell the algorithm, I'm here to socialize. I'm here to be on the platform. I'm not just posting and hoping to get from it. I'm actually on here to give. So go, whether these are your current followers, whether these are your Mary Kay sisters, whether you're doing this for visibility, like in your power hour, that's why that first part of the power hour is to engage first. So you're looking to find other accounts to collaborate with and to get in front of their audience. I just want you to pick 10 other accounts every time before you post and go comment on 10 posts. Just a comment, even if it's just an emoji, just go and contribute to the platform before you post. Okay, so that's number one. Number one, you are not getting engagement because you are not giving engagement. And the solution is to engage with at least 10 other accounts before you post. You will be amazed the difference that it's going to make in your engagement. Okay, reason number two, you're not asking for engagement. So if you are just posting a graphic and then saying, want to learn more, click on my website. Next week, we're going to talk about website, using your website in your post. We're going to talk a bit about that, or not next week, in a couple weeks, we're going to be talking about that. But if you're just posting your website, or if you're just posting a picture without any caption, or maybe your caption is like, I love this lipstick shade, it's so fun. People aren't engaging with you because you haven't given them a prompt to engage with you. Like most of the time. So really what you're going to be getting in those kinds of posts, if you're lucky, is some likes. Like, I like that lipstick. Okay, great. That's a great post. So the solution to this one is you need to ask for it. So at the end of every single post you post, ask a question. I don't care if that's your only caption you have on your post, but always have a question. Some questions you could ask would be, what's your favorite lipstick shade? Did you find this helpful? That's a really easy one. And a lot of people will be like, yes, it's helpful. Did you, what was your favorite tip out of these 3 tips that you learned? What do you like to use for your eyeshadow? Just ask them a question so they engage below. Okay. It doesn't really even matter what it is. The whole point is you want them to just be interacting with you, and you've got to prompt them to do so. So the answer to that one. So number 2 is you're not asking for engagement. So you need to ask those questions at the end. I want to know who's guilty of these. Which one do you think? So tell me, do you think number 1 is your issue, that you need to engage more? Do you think number 2 is your issue, where you're not asking for engagement? Let me know in the comments if any of these, as I'm going through these, if you're like, that's me, that could be my reason. Okay. Reason number 3, your audience is just really small. Okay. So that could be just why you're not getting engagement. If you have too small of an audience, you don't have enough pool of people to be getting engagement from. So here's how I'm going to give you just the Instagram algorithm is complicated, but I'm just going to give you the gist of it. Okay. So what happens on the Instagram algorithm is when you post, the algorithm first tests it on your audience. And so the algorithm shows it to only 10% of your audience. So listen, if you've got 100 followers, that means the algorithm is only sending it to 10 of your followers. And in those first 30 minutes to an hour, if that 10% does not engage on your post, then it dies. The algorithm stops sending it out. So you've got to get engagement from those first 10% in the first half hour to hour in order for the algorithm to show it to more people. So you might just have a small audience. I see this with stories a lot when people are like, only 3 people are seeing my stories. And if you only have like 100, 200 followers, that's a lot of why you just don't have a large enough audience in order to have enough people who are seeing your posts. Okay. So the solution here is to grow your following. Okay. So you just need a bigger audience. That's hands down what you need to do. So one thing that you can do is what I just talked about giving engagement, is to go engage on other accounts, and that's going to grow your audience. Here's another one that you can do, is to start collaborating with other accounts who are about the similar size as you to get more visibility. So you want to look for an account that is a complement, not a competitor. For example, maybe there's a hairdresser in your area, or maybe there's a hairdresser that you guys follow each other, you comment on each other's posts. You've got 200 followers, she's got 200 something followers, and maybe you want to get in touch with her and you want to say, hey, do you want to do an IG live interview? And you do an IG live interview, and guess what? Her audience goes on that live and your audience goes on that live. And maybe you're like, will you share some tips for my audience on what things they could do for their hair this summer? And maybe you're like, and I'll share some makeup tips. And it's a collaboration between the two of you to get in front of each other's audience. So that's one way that you can collaborate. Another way would be guest posts, where you both come up with a post together and you're each posting on each other's accounts. So this is a really cool way that you can collaborate with some other accounts to get more visibility on there and just grow your following. There are multiple ways to grow your following on Instagram, but this one's a really cool one. And this one will actually grow you pretty fast. Okay. You're going to get immediate results from this, because every time you do a live interview, you're going to at least get a couple followers from that other person's audience, and vice versa. And the reason you don't want to compete is because she's going to want to get something out of this, right? And so you don't want to be upset if some of your followers follow her. Okay. So a hairdresser is not your competition. She's your collaboration. Nails would be another one. If you're in the wedding industry and you work with brides, you look for somebody else who maybe like you teach the makeup and the skincare and all that. And maybe you're looking for somebody who maybe it's a dress shop and you're like, let's collaborate. So just thinking about those collaborations and those other accounts. So that's another great way to get visibility and to grow your account quickly. All right. Reason number 4. Oh, and let me just say one more thing. If you have a small audience, sometimes for a lot of you, it's just, you just need time. Okay. So you just need time. You're just starting out and you just need more followers. And that just takes time to grow that following too. Okay. Reason number 4, your posts, they aren't getting seen. So a few reasons why this might be happening. Number 1, I want you to know, if your engagement is down in the summer, that is normal. Everybody's engagement is down in the summer. It's because people are outside. They aren't on their social media as much. People are busy. They're not in their normal routines. So just so you know, in general, during the summer months, engagement is down. This also happens during the holidays because people are busy then and engagement goes down. So just thinking about that, just based on like people's habits, engagement goes down just on different times of the year. Okay. And just on the different seasons, just depending on what's going on. The other reason your posts might not be getting seen are because you're posting at the wrong times or you're not posting enough. So there's been a change in the algorithm in the way that posts are being shown in people's feed. It used to be that Instagram would push the post with the most engagement into people's feeds. So that's how you'd get seen in people's feeds, would be having the most engagement. Now people can choose 3 different feeds. Okay. Feed options. Number 1, they can do the traditional one, and that's where they see the posts that are getting the most engagement. Number 2 would be chronological. And that means they want to see posts. It works a little more like Facebook, where when they sign on, they're just showing posts in chronological order. So it's kind of like your stories, how you have to post often in order to be showing up in the feed. So if they've got a chronological feed, if you're only posting, every couple days or so, they're not seeing your posts very often. So that's one thing there. And then the other one that they can choose is just their favorites. And really, there's not much you can do about that, because unless you want to ask them, like, make sure you click me as a favorite, put me down as a favorite. So the solution to this, what do you do? So the solution here is, increase your posting frequency and make sure it's at ideal times. So you might be posting at kind of times when people just really aren't on the platform, or when there's tons of people on the platform and your post just isn't getting seen. So you want to make sure that it's at a traffic time where there are enough people on, but where it's not too much traffic, where there are too many posts that you're getting kind of lost in the mix. So one thing that you can do is to increase your posting frequency. So if you right now are posting 3 times a week, why don't you try doing Monday through Friday and seeing if you post more frequently, if you start getting more engagement. You got to test this stuff out. You can also go in your Instagram Insights. If you have at least 100 followers, you can't do this till you get 100 followers, but if you go on your Instagram Insights and you click on your followers, you can see the times when your followers are on Instagram and post at more those ideal times when your followers are on there. So your solution might be you need to post frequently and at the right time for your followers. Nicole, I just said that. So go check in your insights, and it depends on your own audience when your audience is on. So if you click on followers in your insights and then scroll all the way down, you'll be able to see the ideal times when your followers are on throughout the week. So those are the best times for you to be doing that. Okay, reason number 5. You're not getting engagement because your posts aren't engaging. Sorry, but this could be true. You could just be posting not so great content. So here are some fixes for this. Okay, one is you need to focus on giving value to your audience. So if most of your posts are like, buy from me, here's this product, here's my promotion, I love the way this looks on me, you might not be getting engagement because your audience is like, okay, cool, like that's good for you, but you aren't giving them a reason to read. You aren't stopping their scroll. You aren't making it about them. So what you need to do is you need to change the focus of your content to be directed to your audience. What value are you going to give them? And speak directly to your audience. So instead of saying things like, I love this lipstick shade, saying something like, here's how to find your perfect lipstick shade. I'm actually going to show you something here. So here's a really easy way to make this switch. So if you look here, and I'm going to go on full screen. Okay, so dismiss all. Come on. Oh, that's why. Okay. So if you go, so this is an example of our company's social media playbook, right? So, as you can see here, a lot of the captions in the company's social media playbook are written in the first person, right? This trio is the perfect addition to my summer routine. Each product helps me fight oily skin. And I love this. They include that question, so that's great. But here's the thing, when you're just talking about your stuff, your routine, your products, it doesn't make it engaging for your audience. A real easy fix for this would be to, I'm going to copy this, would be to edit this. Let me show you. I already did this in another training example, but I'm going to show you how I do this. Come on. All right. So would be to take this and just put it in second person. So instead of this trio is the perfect addition to my summer routine, just change this to this trio is the perfect addition to your summer routine. It helps you. Each product helps you fight oily skin. What are your go-to grabs for healthy looking skin? So that's one really easy thing that you can do with the playbook that will make it easy to engage with your audience, because you are making it about them. You are directing it to them. But also be thinking about what value could you offer your audience. So you might not be getting engagement because you're just not giving them anything. Everything you're doing is asking. You're asking them to purchase on your website. You're asking them to participate in your sale. You're asking them to book with you, right? Rather than giving to them. So it's all about those arrows out. So I always tell people, follow the 4 E's of value posts: educate, engage, encourage, and entertain them. Those are all things that you can give to your audience. And if you give on most of your posts, you give that value. Then when you do your promo post, every so often, like 20% of your posts, max. 80% should be value posts. 20% can be those promo posts. You're going to see you're going to get a lot more engagement on your post. And then when you post that promo post, people will be ready to buy. So that is what I have for you today. Those are my 5 reasons why you might not be getting engagement. So I want to know, tell me in the comments, which ones really stood out to you? What are the primary reasons why you might not be getting engagement on your post? What was the number one thing that you learned? If you are like, this is something that I really need to focus my time on. I really want to focus on growing my account, getting engagement, giving engagement, and posting valuable content. I'm going to urge you to take our Power Hour Challenge. You can take this challenge anytime. We have made it so that the Power Hour Challenge is something that you can take perpetually. We did it before as a group, where we all did this over 28 days, but now we've got it set up where you can take it anytime. So this Power Hour Challenge, here's what it is. So you do, for 28 days, you do a power hour every single day, where your first 15 minutes are engaging on those other accounts. It's warming up the algorithm. It's liking and commenting on those other accounts, so you're giving engagement. The next 15 minutes is to post a valuable and targeted piece of content on your feed so that you are focusing on giving value to your audience. Then the next 15 minutes are going to be connecting deeper by posting a story. And then the last 15 minutes is to reply to all of those, and reply to your comments, reply to those DMs. And that's where that conversion happens that we were talking about, where it's more than just posting for the sake of posting, but it's actually converting them into customers. So if you're like, I need help with this, I'm going to challenge you to the Power Hour Challenge over the next 28 days. Again, you can start this any time you need a boost for your business. And those are all, every 15 minutes of that power hour are all IPAs, income producing activities online. So if you need that little boost for your account, I seriously recommend that you take that Power Hour Challenge. Who has taken the Power Hour Challenge? I'd love to hear from you in the comments. So let's see what you all came up with. So we've got, Donna said, so far 1 and 2. Danielle said, I need to engage more. Nicole said, I used to be guilty of all of them before I started the Academy. There's a little plug for the Academy. Thanks, Nicole. Donna Miller said, definitely 1 and 2, giving engagement and then asking for engagement on your posts. We've got a Facebook user who said, not engaging on other posts to get the algorithm before I post. That is so key. That is like probably the number one thing that people are missing, is engaging on other accounts. Nicole said the Power Hour rocks. She's done the Power Hour Challenge. So Donna asked, so we ask questions in the feed post and the story. Yes, you are always asking questions. And I'm going to tell you, in every single step of that power hour, even when you are engaging on other people's accounts, if you can find a great question to ask in that comment to get the conversation going, that is awesome. So even when you are engaging on other accounts, you should be asking questions. On your feed, you should be asking questions for engagement. On your stories, using those engagement stickers, asking them to reply to your stories is going to get those in the DMs. And then in your DMs, when you're talking with people, always asking questions. What are you struggling with? What are you looking for? Tell me a little bit more about what's going on and what your needs are. So always asking questions. That is so key. So Donna, thank you for bringing that up. That is a huge, huge thing. Always asking questions is going to get you more engagement in every facet of your social media strategy. So those are the 5 reasons why you may not be getting engagement on Instagram. And you know what? There could be plenty more, but those are the 5 primary reasons why people are having trouble with engagement. So thanks so much for joining me for this edition of Tuesday Training. I will see you next week. See you then.